Hi, I'm Wade Wingler with the Indata Project at Easter Seals Crossroads in Indiana, and here's your tech tip.
Hi, my name is Brian Norton, and I'm glad to be with you today. I'm the manager of our Clinical Assistive Technology Department, and today we're going to take a look at the computer that's over here to my right, and we're going to look at some easy keyboard features that are built into Windows, and they've been around for quite some time, at least Windows 98 second edition and above. But we're going to go and open up something. I have a Windows 7 machine here, and on Windows 7, if you dig down into your control panel, so if you go to your Start menu, select Control Panel. Underneath the Control Panel, you're going to find something called the Ease of Access Center. If you click on the Ease of Access Center, you have lots of different things that are built into the computer here. And one of the ones that I use a lot for folks with physical disabilities or persons who have difficulty accessing traditional keyboards or mice is something called Make the Keyboard Easier to Use. And if I open that up, I've got a couple of different options. The very first one, at the very top here, I'll kind of point the mouse towards it, is called Turn on Mouse Keys. And this allows you to use the numeric pad on your keyboard to be able to move the mouse around the screen. So if you have difficulty working with a traditional mouse, and moving it around your desktop, you can keep your hand much more stationary and use the number pad on the keyboard to move the cursor around the screen. The second one down here is called Sticky Keys. Sticky Keys allows you to press keyboard shortcuts or really any keystroke combination on the computer. Like for capital letters, you have to hold down the Shift key and then press a letter. It allows you to separate out those keystrokes so that you can then operate them one key at a time. And so Sticky Keys is really helpful for persons who have dexterity, fine motor control issues, and the ability to be able to then type keystroke combinations or just type text that needs capital letters and so forth. The next one is Toggle Keys. Toggle Keys is helpful. That allows you to I'll move the cursor down, sorry about that. Allows you to operate your caps lock, num lock, and scroll lock key. And sometimes, I don't know if you guys run into this, but as I'm using the computer, I may have pressed one of those buttons and forgotten that I'd pressed it. And if I had pressed my caps lock button and kept typing and not really looked at the screen, I'd have a bunch of capital letters that are up on my screen at that point. What happens with toggle keys is you actually hear an auditory tone when one of those keys is pressed. And so that's really kind of helpful just as a second identifier that might be on, instead of just simply relying on the little light that's on the keyboard that we oftentimes overlook. The next one down is something called filter keys. Filter keys are great for persons, again, who have some fine motor or dexterity issues, but also what I would refer to as targeting issues. If you have difficulty finding or targeting a particular key on the keyboard, a lot of times what happens is you actually accidentally press two keys. And so what filter keys will do is it will ignore brief or repeated keystrokes. If I wanted to hit a letter and I accidentally put my finger on the letter H and I couldn't get my finger off there in time, oftentimes you'd put several H's into your document. With filter keys, you can ignore that repeated keystroke until your finger is taken off the key and then another key is pressed. Really some useful features that are kind of built into the computer system to be able to get easier access to the keyboard. Thank you for your time today. Have a great day.
So that's your tech tip for this week. I'm Wade Wingler with the Indata Project at Easter Seals Crossroads in Indiana.